Hey again, everybody. It's Saturday morning, October 11th. I want to show how the perfect storm tools would have set up this short yesterday perfectly as the market set off on this big sell-off. I've got multiple charts overlaid on this screen. I have the Vedic rainbow chart, which I show quite a bit. This has the A1 to A6 fast mover indication. It has the B123. Then it has the C1, C2, which is our assisting planet. And then we have the master planet, which is MP1 and MP2. And then at the bottom, I have the three pH designations, pH1, pH2, and pH3. On the left, I have our oscillator, which is based on one of the chapters in the Perfect Storm book. On the intraday, it gave us an indication for a high on a 15-minute chart right here at 1045, which is why I have the 1045 note at the top. And then right here on the left, which I've got partially covered, you see the time periods for the date Friday 10:10 in green. You have a time zone where we have Rahu is the enemy from 10:56 to 14:12. Then Jupiter is the enemy from 14:12 to 17:06. So what we're looking at here, the first thing I always do is I want to align my bright green and white points on the chart to look for where new highs or new lows of the day are going to form, and that's going to be where we want to buy or sell from as a prime day trade setup. So we had a very narrow range overnight, and then as we got into the windows that I have marked with the just going to call it the gold color, I've marked this green window here from here to the end there, and then I've marked the white window off the MP1 tab. That gives us a pretty significant overlap. So then when we've got those key areas marked, notice we also have this wide window here on the B3, this wide green window. So we're looking for an important high to come in this time period. And we ended up getting that right at the end of this green window here. I usually am looking for A1 to A6 confirmation above that, or from B1. Everything there was a little bit off, but what did we have? We had the end of the pH2 segment come in, the red hour right there was coming in right at the exact high. So we made the high right there at that point, and then the market started to trade down, and then we came into our peak on our oscillator here at 1045, and then right after that, within about 5 minutes, the market started this waterfall decline. So we had these indications on the chart, and Rahu is an enemy from 1056 to 1412. That's the first red rectangle box I've marked here. That box starts at 1056 right before the market fell, and that ended right here at the end of this rectangle. That was followed by Jupiter, who was also in the enemy mode, and that's the second rectangle picked up from here right to the close at 5 o'clock. You can see that window went to 1706, and the market closed there at 5, right on its lows. So that segment, back-to-back segments, was indication for that drop to go straight through those two windows. Now the pH 2 segments often indicate turning points. So if you start to look at how those performed, holding my cursor at the end of the light purple PH2, we had a minor low there. We were still in consolidation. At the end of the red segment, we were right at the high. At the end of the gray segment and the blue morning segment on the PH3, an important time period, we were at a minor low right before the sell-off. Generally, our larger turns of the day will come at the end of this first PH3 segment of the morning, which in this case today was right about 10:48 or so. Later here, right as the market started to make that big sell-off. If you follow that through, looking at the end of those PH2 segments, you can see that the first significant pivot low came there at the end of the purple hour. The blue hour was this high here. The end of the yellow hour was at this high. The end of the light blue afternoon hour was the end of that consolidation and the start of the second leg down. Then we had this one here at 15:28, right at the minor high where the sell-off continued. And then the last one of the day was after the market started to flatten a little bit there at about 16:30, but it was the area of that retracement high, right to the high there. Then it started to drift down before the final fall before the close. Anyhow, when you have these tools and you learn how to use them in tandem with each other, you can get these type of indications. And this set up a great short sale yesterday as the market was down pretty much all day.